What's up, Juventini? Is it plan B everywhere from Juventus, from the pitch to the office? Potentially, based on today's reports. Obviously, we're going to look at Dusan Vlahovic's injury status, and moving forward, there's also contract renewal news around the striker. But then a top target for Juventus in January off the list, potentially based on today's reports. So what's next? We'll look at it all together, as well as interesting reports from Skira on Cambiaso and Kefren Thuram. What's the deal with Kefren Thuram? We're going to look at this all together right now. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's November 19th. Let's rock with the news. And of course, we're going to kick things off with the injury status of Dusan Vlahovic that had all eyes on it since yesterday. Basically, he goes down around the 87th minute in the Serbia-Denmark match. And honestly, we were playing with fire. He played 19 games in 90 days, 12 of them being full 90 minutes. It felt like it was only a matter of time. Well, he did suffer injury, but today we get the good news. Anything serious has been avoided and anything long-term. However, he is still in doubt for Milan and Villa and expected to miss those games. Now, as far as Motta and Juventus goes, to be honest, it's never a blessing to have a player injured, okay? But this kind of forces Motta's hand into doing something we've all wanted to at least see and at least prepare yourself for this situation and be able to offer Vlahovic significant rest when needed, and that is utilizing one of Weah or Yildiz up top. Now, who do you want to see up top out of those two players? I see it split very, very close, with the majority actually leaning towards Weah being the player played up top to keep Yildiz's effectiveness out on the wing. For me, I want Yildiz up at the top, and I'm fine with Weah or Imbangula on the left, Chico on the right, Cope Miners in the 10 role. And Cope Miners had some bold words coming out of his last interview saying, I'm getting back physically finally, and now you'll see the qualities starting to come through. Now's the time, man. Now is the time. As far as the contract renewal status with Dusan Vlahovic goes, the latest reports suggest that he has rejected Juve's first offer of 2028 contract term at 8 million euros. And he might even be willing to play out his contract in through the final season. This is going to be a saga, everybody. Buckle up those seatbelts, okay? Now we get to Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz, after reports stating he could get back in for the squad list for the Milan game, today state that he will not be on the squad list and missing the Milan match as well with muscle fatigue. You've got Atalanta getting Scamacca back on the training pitch in 3 months from a completely torn ACL. We can't fix dead leg. What is going on? Do we have Jay the Zebra working a J Medical here? Let's go, you guys. Sort this out. Now, in terms of another plan B, Kiwior, one of Juve's top targets and shortlisted in January, according to Mirko Di Natale. We get the news that he is not an option for Juventus because Arsenal does not want to move the player, okay? But Mirko does state that it would take a significant offer to get the player to Juventus because Arsenal simply doesn't want to part if they don't have to. So 20 million euros is the price tag being put out there. Mirko Di Natale states there is no way Juventus is having any intentions of spending that kind of money in January. So it's on to the next. And I got to know from you, who is the next target if Kiwior is in fact out for Juventus? Who would you go after? Hit me in the comments. Now, Cambiaso, we get an interesting report from Nico Skira. We know how good this player is, okay? And now he gives us reports and confirmations of things that were happening in the summer that just shows you where he stands. And he goes as far to say Giuntoli is crazy about Cambiaso. Aston Villa was one of the clubs that came for the player in the summer. Nico Skira reports that Juve didn't even entertain discussions. And Nico Skira basically confirming that, yes, there are links with Real Madrid as well, but Juve not entertaining anything. And even 60 million euros, Juve would not entertain. So Giuntoli absolutely crazy about Cambiaso. And to be fair, he should be. All right. And I do want to see Cambiaso at Juventus for a very, very long time. Kefren Thuram, though, what's the deal with him? The latest reports suggest that Motta has taken a significant liking to the midfielder. We saw him start to get consecutive reps in the starting lineup right before this international break. Will that continue? Will he carve out a key role for himself in the midfield? Well, you've got Douglas Luiz not being able to get in there. You've got Cope Miners, who's been out for a bit with an injury, now getting back into it. And Locatelli is rolling. Fagioli had his ups and downs, but we cannot completely forget about Fagioli. However, even McKennie has been playing a part. So for me, the 1-8 midfield, is it in fact Cope Miners, Locatelli, and Thuram? For me, so far, based on what we've seen, it is, but McKennie offers a great changeup for Thuram, and I don't see him being forgotten. Fagioli is going to have to be the turn around and switch up for Locatelli. So things are still sitting pretty, and this is a good spot to be in, but will Thuram continue to be getting those starts ahead of these other guys outside the international break? It'll be an interesting one to follow, everybody. What do you think our 1A midfield is up until this point? Some still throw Fagioli in there. Can't wait to hear your 1A midfield. Hit me in the comments. That wraps up your news break. You guys know the drill, all right? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, but let me know what you think about all the news you just heard, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao a tutti.